Is saying goodbye ever really a good thing? Is it necessary to say goodbye to create good boundaries for your life? Many of us struggle to say goodbye because it feels so permanent. Others of us know how important saying goodbye is to situations and people that no longer serve us or create unhealthy, toxic environments for us. I love how the Bible always has a story or reference to help us with literally every situation that we struggle with in life. In Acts, in the 15th chapter, a story starts to unveil itself between Paul and Barnabas. Paul and Barnabas needed to travel to spread the gospel, and Barnabas really felt convicted to bring his cousin John Mark along. Well, Paul wasn't really feeling John Mark because of a previous situation where they were together and John Mark abandoned him during a very, very sensitive time that they were together. So Paul was basically creating a boundary for himself from someone who has previously shown what they're capable of doing. On the contrary, Barnabas really felt in his heart that God wanted him to take his cousin along with him on the journey of spreading the gospel. Neither were wrong for how they felt. Paul had his boundaries, Barnabas had his conviction, and I'm sure John Mark was just sitting in the background, quietly waiting to see what was going to happen. But eventually they just decided to part ways. There was no slander, no bashing of each other when they made the hard decision to say goodbye. The gospel was still spread, and it actually was spread even more significantly when they separated rather than if they had stayed together. They understood that they could not travel the same journey together at this time. The end result is a huge lesson for us that you're not a bad person when you have to say goodbye to people and things and situations that don't serve you or that test the boundary line that you've had to create for yourself over time. Because obviously people do make mistakes, but there are consequences to that. And some of us are deeply affected by other people's mistakes or other people's decisions. Just like Paul just felt uneasy that John Mark would be able to be sufficient or loyal enough to help him do his job. Later on in 2 Timothy, when Paul writes to Timothy, he actually asked for John Mark to be brought back to him because he could be useful to him in ministry. I think that's a powerful thing to look at, that some of us are young and we make bad decisions and we want to be given a second chance. And later on, Paul was able to reconcile himself to an old friend that he previously had to say goodbye to. But God knew, and both men were wise enough to know that they have to follow how they both feel. It's like an agree to disagree. The beauty of good boundaries and goodbyes. When done appropriately, it gives the relationship the necessary space for every party to heal and get better over time. And hear me when I say reconciliation is not always possible, and it's not always needed. If a goodbye in the right type of boundary place may just be completely beneficial to not destruct the relationship in a whole. So what do you need to say goodbye to? Who do you need to say goodbye to? No matter the outcome, with God's help, we can find a way forward. Give it to God. He'll work it out. Peace and love.